So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video on our WAEC biology exam revision series, we have here these 14 questions to answer on the topic biology of heredity. So guys, in this video we'll focus on linkage, sex determination, and sex-linked characters. So in short, stay till the end of this video as this is a very important one. So let's go ahead and start with the first question here. It says, in humans, sex is determined by A, the difference in the nature of X and Y chromosomes in the males, B, two similar sex chromosomes in the male and dissimilar in the female, C, a dominant gene for maleness present in a male, and D, two homologous chromosomes. So guys, the answer to this question is option A here. The difference in the nature of X and Y chromosomes in the males. So in humans, sex is determined by the difference in the nature of X and Y chromosomes in males. That's as a result of the fact that it's the males that have two distinct sex chromosomes, that's X and Y, whereas the females have just the same kind of sex chromosomes, that's X and X. So the presence of the Y chromosome determines maleness. So the X chromosome actually carries the gene that is related to both the male and female sexual development. So the actual answer to this question here is option A, and that's the difference in the nature of the X and Y chromosomes in the male. So let's go ahead and check out the next question. Question number 2 here, it says, which disease is sex-linked and mainly afflicts male offspring? We have A, sickle cell anemia, B, malaria, C, hemophilia, D, diabetes. So guys, the answer to this question is option C here, and that's hemophilia. So let's go ahead and check out the next question. Question number 3 here, it says, in man, hemophilia is recessive and sex-linked. The probability of carrier mother and a normal father having a hemophilia male is A, 1/2, B, 2/3, C, 1/8, D, 1/4. So guys, the answer to this question here will be option A here. So the probability of the child actually being a carrier is 1/2. That's like 2 out of 4 being carriers, and 2/4 is same as 1/2. So that's the answer to this question, option A. So let's go ahead and check out the next question. Question number 4 here, it says, which of the following diseases is commonly observed in human males and is sex-linked? We have A, Down syndrome, B, sickle cell anemia, C, color blindness, D, beriberi. So guys, the answer to this question is option C here, that's color blindness. Let's check out the next question. Question number 5 here, it says, the illustration below represents a cross between a colorblind male and a normal female. Study it carefully and answer this question. What is the genotype ratio of carrier females to normal males in the cross? So guys, looking at this, considering this, to get the ratio of the genotype for the carrier females to normal males in this cross, that will be 1:1, because here you have 2 being the carrier females and 2 being the normal males. So with that, that's a ratio of 2:2, which corresponds to 1:1. And that's the answer to this question. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 6 here. It says, genes that remain linked are those A, on the same locus on the chromosome, B, which are allelic pair, C, close to each other on the chromosome, D, on the homologous chromosome. So guys, the answer to this question here is option C, and that's close to each other on the chromosome. So genes that remain linked are those that are close to each other on the chromosome, and this is because during crossing over, the closer two genes are on a chromosome, so they are less likely to be separated. So actually, this is known as genetic linkage. Let's consider the next question. Question number 7 here. It says, a gene that is only located on the X chromosome is said to be A, sex-linked, B, expressed in males only, C, expressed in females only, D, defective. So guys, the answer to this question is option A here, and that's sex-linked. So a gene that is only located on the X chromosome is said to be sex-linked. Let's consider the next question, question number 8 here. It says, when a man who is Rh positive, that's rhesus positive, marries a woman who is Rh negative, that's rhesus negative, there will be an incident of A, stillbirths, B, albinos, C, sicklers, D, living children. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's stillbirths. If an Rh positive man marries an Rh negative woman, when the woman conceives and actually gives birth to the first baby, if the baby is actually Rh positive, the mother's blood recognize the baby's blood as against its own blood and then produce antibodies against it. And then in the case of the second birth, these antibodies might fight against the blood of the baby if the second baby also happens to be rhesus positive, and in such case this will lead to stillbirths. So let's go ahead and consider the next question, question number 9 here. It says, the percentage probability that a normal male married to a carrier woman would have a hemophilic male child is A, 50%, B, 100%, C, 75%, and D, 35%. So guys, we've already answered a similar question to this, and definitely we know that if a carrier woman should marry a normal man, the probability of actually having a hemophilic male child is 50%. That's actually like 1/2, and this corresponds to 2/4 when you do the crossing. So that's it, that's 50%, and it's option A here. So let's consider the next question, question number 10 here. It says, which of the following statements about sex-linked characters is not true? A, they are usually born on the X chromosome. B, they are more common in males. C, they are not usually carried on the Y chromosome. D, males are usually carriers. So guys, the answer to this question is option D. The statement about sex-linked characters that is not true is that males are usually characters carriers. Actually, the sex-linked characters or the sex-linked traits are determined by genes located in the X chromosome. So they are usually born on the X chromosome and are more common in males because they have only one X chromosome. Alright, so with that being said, we should realize that a single recessive gene from the X chromosome will actually cause the traits to be expressed in the males, but we also have to note the fact that the males cannot be carriers of these sex-linked traits because they have only one X chromosome. So actually, a carrier is an individual who has one copy of a recessive allele that causes a genetic disease in individuals that are homozygous for the allele. So, like we said, males cannot be carriers of a sex-linked character. So let's consider the next question. Question number 11 here. It says, the illustration below represents a cross between a colorblind male and a normal female. Study it carefully and answer the question. So here we have to study the diagram carefully and use it to answer this question. The question here says, which of the genotypes are carriers of color blindness? So option A is I, and I. Option B, I, and I. C, I and I. D, I and I. So guys, since color blindness is actually in this case a sex-linked character, the males here cannot be carriers of these traits. That's I and Ivy cannot be carriers of these traits. So only I here and I can be carriers. So option D is the correct answer here, and that's I and I, since that's the XX and XX here. So that's it for that question. So let's consider the next question here. Question number 12. It says, which of the following statements about sex determination is correct? At fertility, A, the probability of male to female offspring is 1/2. B, the XX chromosome of the mother decreases the probability of having a female child to 3/4. C, the Y chromosome of the father decreases the probability of having a male child to 3/4. D, the vigor of either parents determines the sex of the offspring. So guys, the answer to this question here obviously is option A. That's the probability of male to female offspring at fertility is 1/2. So that's it for that question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 13. It says, which of the following statements about sex-linked traits is not correct? A, sex-linked traits are more common in males. B, males inherit sex-linked traits from their fathers. C, females can be carriers because they can be heterozygous for the traits. D, males are never carriers since they only receive one sex chromosome. So guys, the correct answer to this question here is option B. Males inherit sex-linked traits from their fathers. So this is actually wrong because the fact that males only get the Y chromosomes from their fathers and most sex-linked characters are from the X chromosome. So males actually get the X chromosomes from their mother and then the Y from their father. So with that, we can say that the males actually get the sex-linked characters from their mother and not the fathers. So option B here is the answer to this question. Let's consider the next and the last question here, which says, in genetics, linkages refer to the linking of genes of the A, same nucleus, B, different nuclei, C, different chromosomes, D, same chromosomes. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here, that's same chromosomes. And this is where we end this video for today. So guys, if you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber. Also, if you have any specific question regarding this video, you can drop your question on the comment section below and we'll ensure to give you a response. So we also want to encourage you to join our YouTube channel community, where we'll post major updates on WAEC examination. So we encourage you to do that by hitting the join button below, and we'll see you right there. So thank you once again for watching this video, and see you on the next one.